Great TV time. Are you ready? Today we take it to the mat with our gadget this week.
Sweet.
And you've got some sort of ingredient I've never even heard of before. So stick right here. We're about to get into some barbecue.
Fire it up.
Say when. From the birthplace of American barbecue, it is great TV time. Bill West here with BarbecueTricks.com. Here's Jack Waybor, three-time South Carolina state champion, master barbecuer, also with CarolinaPitMasters.com. And we always like to take a afternoon.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
Drink
however
beer.
long a beer is. So
Scoop me one. Whatever one you pick's good with me, Bill.
there you go.
I
Oh,
don't
that's
like
not
that.
it. That's our ingredient.
You're crazy. No, oh, the double IPA.
You want to do double IPA?
It's the Tony Pants dropper.
And and I'll do this 1554 Fat Tire Company.
2X IPA, the double India Pale Ale. And of course, you all know that I'm a Pale Ale fan, specialist, fiend. Not necessarily that in all that order.
Well, this will time out our show here today.
Yep.
We cover some things aside from having I guess you'd say a craft beer.
Yeah, the show that takes a beer to watch and to enjoy. So we'll fire up the old great TV and shoot it at me, Bill. What you got?
And we start with a letter, usually.
Always.
That people send in at greattv.com.
I'm ready.
And this is from our friend Dan Delaney, who does a great video podcast called What's This Food? But he writes in, "Hey, Jack and Bill, ever smoke an uncured pork belly?"
Pork belly.
He had a nice Berkshire that he was going to cook up, and he's looking for some tips. So you actually responded back.
Yeah, I did. Dan's a great friend of the show, and we're always happy to hear from him. He's quite a cook in his own right, and I'm honored that he would ask my advice on how to cook pork belly. You know, pork belly is one of those things that it seems to be coming into all the restaurants, Bill, all the chefs and all the upper scale restaurants that you're going to are cooking pork belly.
I'd always heard it being more of a highfalutin thing.
Yeah, and pork belly is bacon. That's really what it is. I mean,
It's just when you have, for example, the whole hog, it's
the belly meat. It's right up underneath the ribs.
Okay.
And you make bacon out of pork belly. So what the chefs are doing is they're taking whole pork belly and they're cubing it instead of slicing it up like bacon, and they're making dishes out of it. I have never done a pork belly myself, and we've talked about pork belly on previous shows. I'm actually looking for a good source of pork belly that I can afford to put into bacon. I want to make my own bacon.
and cure it.
Most of the time, pork belly is cured and then sliced into bacon. You can either thick slice it or thin slice it. And I believe I told Dan that exact thing. Find spices that he liked. Certainly, brown sugar is always one, and salt, and the usual curing ingredients. Prog powder number 1, prog powder number 2. Sometimes called
What's that?
Sometimes called curing salt. Morton puts out a thing called Instacure that you can get. You can rub that on there, and then you let it sit in a cold refrigerator for a while.
Is that the same kind of thing you use for beef jerky?
Yes.
Okay.
Similar.
Okay.
Yes. And so you can do a lot of things with it, with pork belly. A lot of chefs right now are just going ahead and spicing and braising pork belly to make it tender and make their dishes what they are. Certainly, pork belly is upscale. A lot of times it's sold skin on. I want to find a good source of skin off pork belly. Dan said he had a Berkshire, which means he's shopping somewhere of some of the heritage breeds that are coming out right now. And
I think he had a sponsor of his show that was a heritage breed.
I'm sure he did, and that is probably how he got a hold of the pork belly itself. Usually sold, I don't know. I've seen it. I've seen it small as 2-3 pounds. I've seen it as big as 13-14 pounds. That would all depend on the the cutting house and how they're packaging it and what's going on.
So if you had a good, say, Berkshire pork belly tomorrow, you would want to cure it?
I would cure it. I would let it sit in. I would cure it. I would let it sit in my cool, cold refrigerator for 3 or 4 days with a brown sugar and probably I'd add some herbs, maybe a sage or something along those lines, plenty of black pepper, plenty of salt. I would let it cure, and then I would smoke it in my smoker, probably using pecan wood, because you know I love pecan wood.
Yeah.
And I would smoke it low, probably somewhere between 180 and 210 degrees until it reached the done point, which would probably be right around, I'd say probably pork belly, maybe 145 to 160 degrees.
But it's a cured kind of thing.
But it's cured at that point in time. All you're doing is adding cold smoke to it, and you're getting that smoke flavor into it. I would slice it. I'd throw it in a frying pan. I would.
Is it basically a raw bacon?
At that point in time, it's bacon.
Okay.
I would put it in a frying pan. I would make it sweet. I'd have my home fries on the side, 2 eggs over easy, rye toast, and I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Pork belly.
And now the other way people do it is just actually cooked up, slow cooked, and
usually
kind of
braised.
cubed up.
Yeah, usually braised, cubed and braised is where they normally do it in the if you want to call it the upscale southern restaurants.
Well, speaking of pork, let's do our great plate. We were asking, always asking for great plate photos. Please remember, just grab any. Now everybody's got a phone with them.
That's right.
If you're cooking out, grab a camera, phone picture. It doesn't have to be
camera.
anything. And we got this, our photo today somewhere.
This photo came to me, Bill, on my phone. I believe it was yesterday you sent it to me. And I was sitting enjoying an adult beverage, and it came across to me, and I flipped my phone over on its side so I get the full view. And I showed it to the fellows that I was hanging around with, and I said, look at this, and what a lucky guy I am to be able to get images like this of people cooking pork on a spit. 2
Boston butts on a rotisserie.
Awesome, man.
And he said this is, doggone, I didn't write down the name here, but he did say this was a while back for one of his holiday meals on a charbroil red grill.
It looks great. You can see it's kind of like got an open pit kind of look to it. He's got the lump charcoal down underneath the thing, underneath the pork shoulders there, and it's on a spit. And I got to tell you, man, that looks fantastic. I'm ready to go ahead and have some dinner with it.
Have you ever done a rotisserie?
I have not. I've never rotisseried pork shoulder.
Something
I got to do.
Yeah. I've got it, and we've got it ready to go.
You got a great grill for it back here, so I don't know why you don't.
All right, let's do our gadget this week. We're going to get to our secret ingredient, but I thought this would be a fun. Actually, had a different kind of mat set out, but I thought when I stumbled on these, I thought this is a good thing to cover because this is something that would be pretty handy for almost any.
No doubt.
It's almost like trading cards.
Yeah. These are what, silicone mats, I would say?
Silicone mats. And one thing that you may want to look for if you are going to get some silicone cutting mats are these things have a nice feature. You can mark one for fish.
That's right.
That one's for veggies.
Vegetables.
This one I'm guessing was pork because
beef.
This one's beef.
Beef. Oh yeah. Orange is usually
And then
pork.
this one, oh really?
Usually that's would be pork.
Now it's smudge.
Smudge.
But the nice thing is I thought that was a real nice feature.
Probably chicken yellow, I bet.
Chicken.
Yep.
But they've got kind of a rubberized feeling on the bottom.
Yeah, these are really nice, Bill.
So they won't slip.
It looks like they're, looks like you're giving them a pretty good workout. It looks like they're holding up well. The cool part is, like you said, they're, bendable. You could probably be easy to just kind of slip into a slide corner somewhere, and it probably wouldn't be take up a lot of space. I've got these in my kitchen as well. I use them all the time. We take them on the road because they don't take up a whole lot of room. You can throw them in we could throw them in a pan, a full pan, and they kind of stay where they are. Good stuff right here. I recommend them, and I certainly recommend the beef, chicken, fish, vegetable idea because you want to keep your food separate, keep your food safe. It's important.
Silicone Zone design trip.
Yeah,
So
really nice stuff.
Something to check out.
I like it.
Now I thought it was real interesting what you had for our secret ingredient this week. I've got no idea. I've never even used it before. I've heard of it, and I've always wondered what is that. So tell me about.
This is called kitchen bouquet. It's browning and seasoning sauce, and if you want to give gravies a little bit of a depth, I wouldn't open it up and put it on anything because it is heavy duty dark color. It's a brownish color. So when you're making your gravy, say you got a pot roast going on, and you're making your gravy for pot roast. You braised your pot roast with the carrots and the celery and the potatoes, and you're making your gravy, and you're going to add your thickener to it. if you want to give it a deep, rich color and a deep, rich flavor, drop a couple of drops of Kitchen Bouquet and it'll turn it brown just like that.
Now,
really
we had
nice.
talked about the beef paste before.
Right.
Similar?
Similar. Beef paste brings a lot more flavor. Kitchen Bouquet brings a lot more color, and it does bring a flavor to it, and it is a heavy beef flavor. I use it when I'm if I'm doing a prime rib, or if I'm browning off something, or making a rub. Especially prime rib is probably the best example. I rub the prime rib down with salt and pepper, maybe a little garlic, and I don't use granulated garlic. I use fresh garlic, and then I'll take a little Kitchen Bouquet and I'll kind of sprinkle it on there, and I'll rub it all over. And then when I put the prime rib in the smoker, it has just a really dark, rich flavored bark. And the Kitchen Bouquet brings that dark rich.
There you go. Kitchen Bouquet browning and seasoning sauce.
Yep, good stuff.
Try it there.
I tell you what, your mama's been using that forever. And if you want to know why, your gravy is light, your mama's was always dark, she put a couple of drops of that in the gravy.
Is this the biggest brand name of?
Yeah, Kitchen Bouquet is the one. They make a different kind of browning and seasoning sauce. But I tell you, I've been in the business a long time, Bill. You know that, and it's kind of like asking for a Kleenex. You ask for the Kitchen Bouquet, and everybody knows exactly what it is. So
by the brand name. Gotcha.
By the brand name.
Where are you cooking next? Anywhere?
We'll be in Myrtle Beach. We're heading for Beach Boogie and Barbecue in Myrtle Beach. We'll be happy to go ahead and take care of that one. Yeah, that's going to be a blast, Bill. I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. We say 3-time state champion at the beginning of the thing, and I have all plans to go ahead and bring the A game to this one. Mike and I have been working very hard, and quite frankly, I think we deserve a trip to Kansas City. So we're going to bring out the A game. We're going to concentrate hard on winning that contest.
Well, say hello if we see you out there, and
Absolutely.
Keep watching. We appreciate it.
Come visit us somewhere. I cook with Mike's Catering. The Southern Barbecue Network will be out there judging. Maybe we can get a banner up that says "Great TV." Come by and see us. Because gang, in the world today, it's really, really, really important that you buy local, think global, stay sustainable, and every chance you get, hug your